Welcome back, everybody. And this week we have with us Miss Kamaria Samuels, who is a web designer and a branding designer at 108 Direct. And she's here to tell us all about herself and what she does. Hello, Miss Samuels.
Hello. It's nice to meet you, Miss Thomas. Sorry.
It's a pleasure having you here with us today. So tell me, what is 108 Direct?
108 Direct. So we are a print design, graphic design, branding, website design company that's based in Antigua and Barbuda. However, we do have clients worldwide. We have in the USA and Canada. So our thought process is basically that we create your vision. You have something that you want done. You have a flyer, a business card, or whatever. You have a vision for your company, and we will bring that vision to life.
Nice. So how long have you guys been, well, how long have you been doing this? Because I think you're a sole proprietorship here.
I am. So I've been doing it for about 6 years. Well, I've been doing it for longer than that, but I've been doing it unofficially for 6 years, and then officially for 2 years.
Nice. So
Officially
what
meaning
made
I left
you
my job and decided that I wanted to go into this full time. 2 years.
what made you take this leap of faith? What was the genesis of this idea?
I didn't have the time that I needed to get the jobs done. Persons needed websites, they needed brochures, and by the time I got home, I was so tired. I'm a full time mom. I have other things doing, and it
Hmm.
was too much for me to do everything. So I said, you know what, let's quit and just put myself full time into my vision.
So what was the genesis of that vision? Because I mean, I don't think anybody just decides to themselves, I'm going to start making flyers and things and sell them to people and websites. So when did you have the aha moment that this was something you could do, as a job to make money?
Well, I started doing auto services in church, and then I
Mhm.
went on to doing it for my workplace where I was working at the time. I was doing brochures and calendars. And then somebody
Mhm.
said, you should really get paid for this. And I said, oh, maybe that would be a really great side hustle. Hey. So I
Yeah.
would do that. I mean, apart from doing the freebies for my family and friends, they always get free
Mhm.
stuff for some reason.
Mhm.
I was also doing it, charging people a couple dollars to get things done.
Mhm.
And then my best friend as well, her wedding day was coming up. So I had to learn Photoshop for her. Her wedding day was coming up and she wanted her dress designed. I'm like, girl, I'm no designer. She said, well, you need to get it done. I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. So I went and I learned Photoshop and I designed her dress. We did it together and that's where that started.
Cool. So what hmm what are the skill sets that you had that you think made this easy transition? I mean, did you go and decide to study and then you transitioned over, or did you start doing this as a business and then decide, maybe I should get a little bit more educated as to all of the potential tools and trades?
I think I always had an interest in art. So I did
Mhm.
art in school, CXC,
Mhm.
and I also did
Mhm.
1 semester of it at State College. I
Mhm.
really love my teacher, Mr. Benjamin. I have to give you a little hi here. Um, then I also loved IT. So that's where the web design, software design part of it came in. I love designing art software. I love that if you had a misplaced dot, that could just throw off the whole program. So I had to be very intense. It was very intense. I love that.
You love that? I
I
hated
loved
that.
that. I mean, finding that was like big. That was life. Love it. Still love it.
Girl, finding that dot was terror. Imagine you write the program and you're like, everything is fine, and there's an extra
I'm like,
space
nope.
somewhere, and there's a dot somewhere, a misplaced comma, and they're like, oh
That's
God.
it. Where is it?
So
Well,
that tells me that you're a very tenacious person and
I
you
am.
love a challenge.
Love a challenge. Oh my goodness. I could tell you.
So thus far, I mean, I can imagine that you would have received all kinds of jobs. What do you think would have been your most challenging job so far?
Most challenging job. to me, that same design, that first design with Photoshop, because I didn't know anything about Photoshop, and Photoshop is not something that you just jump into and learn everything, and in one day. It took time, took patience, it took a lot of Googling, a lot of YouTubing,
A
but
lot of errors.
a lot of errors, a lot of, oh my goodness, I can't do this, I give up. A lot of giving up and then deciding to, I'm not the person to give up. So I'll try again. So it's,
That
you
was
have to have that warrior spirit. And I think you need that spirit when it comes to business on a whole. I mean, you have to be willing to risk everything because you're taking a chance.
true. Especially considering the local climate and things with COVID and things like that. You have to have the stick to itness to make it around here. Because, I mean, they would tell you that a lot of businesses are started, but very few make it past the first 2 to 3 years. So that you've made it to 6 years doing this, I think, speaks quite a bit to your skill and tenacity. So, I mean, I can imagine that it's busy because you said that you transitioned over from working part-time to doing it full-time. So, what's the average day like for you? What does it look like?
Well, I've figured out how to get things done, I guess, a little bit faster since I've been doing it for a period. But I'll get up at a certain time, get my brain starts flowing at 5 o'clock in the morning. So that's when things start. That's when ideas come to me. By 2 o'clock, after I've had lunch, that's it. My brain doesn't work the same way anymore. So anything that involves utilizing my brain and not just like hands and motion, I would need to get that done early.
Nice.
But yeah, so basically
then,
the day is just working throughout the day, making sure you take time for lunch, take time to eat, and then, moving on.
because
And Miss Thomas is
I
laughing
can
because I
imagine
just had breakfast.
they didn't need to know. They didn't
Oh,
have to
sorry,
tell.
sorry.
It's okay. It proves that you're a regular person, just like the rest of us. We all eat breakfast one bite at a time. How do you? But I mean, you do work from home. You don't have a storefront in St. John's, and I can imagine that doing that and being a full-time mom, it creates you have to learn how to balance. How do you balance all of that and still, maintain your focus and drive?
Oh, okay. Well, balancing, I have my boards, I have my Google Calendar, I have little things around me just to keep me in check. My son also keeps me in check, if I forget something for him, he'll definitely remind me. It's just a matter of wanting it enough to put things in place to make life easier. I even created a chore list, so we have specific chores. I
Nice.
mean, doing all these little things make a very big difference in my life. But as you know, it's organized. So you calling me today to tell me you want something done in the next 2 minutes, that might not happen. I might not be able to do it, but I'll see if I can fit it in.
So, as we would have progressed through COVID, it's been over a year now, the pandemic. I'm sure most people are getting tired. How would it have affected your business over the past year and a half?
During COVID itself, in 2020, it was horrible. I had no income, nothing was coming in. There were no events, there were no flyers, there was no reason to have. Well, I guess there was no reason to have me around, so I wasn't a necessity. I wasn't essential. So it was very tough during that time. But business is picking back up. It's going more back to it's back to normal now. And
That's good to know.
because I even decided to do, like things like contactless design services. So persons don't really have to interact with me anymore, which is why I now have clients outside of Antigua, because I have a payment portal online. We can discuss things via Zoom or Facebook or WhatsApp. So we can have contactless services. Well, we have contactless services.
So I know you do a lot of paper-based work. Do you do most of your printing in-house, or is this something that you outsource?
I do quite a bit of it in-house. Yes. No. When I started off, I would go to the printing companies, but I can do some of it now. Most of it is done here. Only a bit of it is outsourced.
I see that. Your pet decided that it wants to be a part of the interview today.
Yeah, it's not even mine.
I know the I
You
know
can
the
hear
I
it,
know
right?
the
Oh my
terrors of it. Yeah,
goodness.
yes, we can. But it's nature. It's a
Back
part
when I
of
was living
nature.
in the back when I was living in the country, I didn't hear that. Since I came to town to live, I'm hearing it. I don't know, you know?
That's crazy. All the time. Where you expected you don't have it, but now you have it.
Yes, yes.
Well, I guess that also helps to keep the creative fluid early in the morning because it'll wake you up bright and early
No,
and make
these
sure you
fowl,
don't fall asleep in the middle of the day.
no town fowl, not smart. They aren't smart fowl. They they will go off at morning, noon, night, and in between.
Oh
So
my.
they're not the smart ones.
But now that things are starting to pick up and you have expanded yourself into touchless and online based, where do you see your business growing and expanding over the next couple of years?
I am hoping to have an actual storefront.
Mm.
I have my local business club. I really would love to see that flowing, something
Mm.
that focuses on tiny and small businesses, ensuring that
Mm.
we get the funding that we require, because you know it's easier once you have a club. So
Mhm.
something where we can get the funding required, something where persons can come together and learn from each other, things where we
Mm.
offering specials and discounts to persons within the group, where we
Mm.
having our annual publications, maybe printing a few prints
Mm.
per month free. You know, just things that would
Mm.
help to offset the general cost that tiny and
Mm.
small businesses tend to incur. So that's one.
Nice.
A
Is this
storefront.
local
That's a
business club your thing? Is it an
yes.
ongoing thing or is it something you're hoping to have come online?
It's something that I started around 2017, 2018, but with
Mm.
COVID, that you know, it went really quiet during COVID. So I'm
Mm.
hoping to get it revamped soon. I don't want to give you a
Okay,
date,
cool.
but very, very soon.
So you're saying a storefront and hopefully in St. John's, or are you looking to be a little bit more rural with your business?
I'm looking on the outskirts of St. John's. I think St. John's is packed. So something
Mm.
outside where they can get ample parking, and
Mm.
something where I can plant a couple trees, because I have a backyard garden. So I love
Nice.
trees. I like fruits. I want people to be able to come by to do business and then go around the back and pick a mango. You know, things like that. I'm a very
Or
personable
do the
person, you
interview
know?
outside and sit down under a tree and be
Yes.
cool. Yeah.
You're getting
Especially
it.
now with the
That's
whole
it.
COVID advent, fresh air is a wonderful thing.
It really is. I don't want to be
Yeah,
stuck in an office, right?
that's cool. That's very cool. So have you considered branching out into like, I don't know, in addition to flyers, like invitations and other such things, favors, things like that?
I do, apart from flyers, I do logos, business cards, packaging, basically anything relating to branding and
Mm.
print designs. But wedding invitations, if they're simple, they just want something creative, I could come
Mm.
up with something, but I'm not
Mm.
crafty. Not yet, anyway. Somebody told me I'm not yet crafty. So I might not be able to do those little intricate butterfly details. So I can
Mm.
give you an idea and then I'll pass you on to someone to assist you. Because I do have my people for that.
Oh, so you have a lot of business connections.
I do, yes.
Anybody you want to give
I
a
have
shout out
to.
to?
Yes, I don't mind. I have my general card girl, which is Lachey Stationery. And I
Mhm.
have my printing persons. I tend to go to Science and Impressions and Idea Media. And then I have my t-shirt person, which is Francis Printing. Those are my
Oh, you do
main
t-shirts.
go-to persons. I will do the design sometimes, and then I'll pass
Hmm.
them on to Francis for the printing. I
Oh,
also do
nice.
use what Dadley Designs. Cannot forget him.
Oh,
Dadley Designs, yes.
nice. That's very cool.
I'm not
It's
forgetting
always
him.
good to see, locals working together. A lot of times persons feel like, if they're doing something, they have to do every aspect of it.
No.
But I
I
find
find.
I find that, you stay in your lane. If you're really good at something, you do that. Somebody else doing a similar thing doesn't bother you if you know exactly what your niche is.
Right. Plus, I also told somebody just yesterday, I mean, how
Mm,
many clients do you need? If there are 1,000, let's say 3,000 businesses in Antigua, do you need
mm,
3,000 businesses in order for you to survive on a monthly basis or annual basis? No. Can you even
mm.
handle 3,000 businesses? No.
True.
So, I mean, if you have 60 businesses or 300 businesses, it really doesn't even matter. Everybody can just get a piece of the pie. There's no reason to look down on anybody. There's no reason to cause confusion. Everybody
Mm,
can get a little something just so that they can survive.
true.
That's my mindset anyway. I know everybody is different, but that's my mindset. Let's share, Let's
Ye-
work together.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, we're all one economy,
Right. And
so
you
it
benefit,
makes
I
perfect
benefit.
sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. So,
Right.
how do you think you would have changed over the past 6 years, having started this business for yourself?
Well, because I'm willing to learn and listen to like every single client,
Mm,
I learned basic things like, you could just aim at getting this amount per day in order to
mm,
survive. So if you want to make $6,000, then maybe you only need to make $300 a day.
mm,
So you don't really have to fight with people. Might be 20 clients giving you $300. That's $6,000 right there. Poof.
mm,
So, just the little things that you could do to improve yourself. All my little time
mm,
management tools came from clients. All
mm.
of the graphic design ideas, they come from clients. What is they want, what it is they think they should have. I give my input, yes, but to me it's very important to really and truly listen to what people have to offer, because everybody has
Mm.
something to offer.
Mm. Have you given consideration to becoming an employer?
Yes. Well, with the storefront, if I open a storefront, I would need to have people assisting me. But I want to be that employer, like Stanford was. I want to be that employer where you feel comfortable branching out and doing your own thing if needs be.
Mm,
Or you would have learned so much while being on the mic here, being within my operation, that
mhm.
you feel that you can do the world. That's the kind of employer I would prefer to be. Not one where you're stuck and you feel like you can't go anywhere else, and I'm treating you
You
really
can't
harshly.
do anything else and they hold you down.
Right, no.
That's very good. Are you planning on going back and continuing your education? Because you would have said in the pre-interview that you would have gone and studied computer information systems. Is this something that you would like to continue to pursue in the future? Perhaps some additional training in like graphic design or anything like that?
Yes. So I have an associate in computer information systems, and I would really love to get my bachelor's in the same. And
Hmm.
then I wouldn't mind doing some short courses, because it's good to learn. So I do short courses in graphic design, web design. I even do software development. Um, yeah. So it's a continuous learning process, and I'm open to everything. So if somebody wants to offer me a scholarship, I'm game. Thank you.
Thank you in advance for your consideration.
Thank you. You're so kind.
If you could go back into the past and give yourself, one piece of advice before you started all of this, what would it be?
Save more, spend less. So yeah, save more, spend less. Save more towards my dream. Know what it is you want to do, and
Mm,
start to buy material bit by bit. So I wanted to go into graphic design, web development, and software development. So
mm,
start buying your printers, start buying the right computer, your desktop,
mm,
your all those little equipments, the equipment that you would need. Make sure you pile up
mm.
on them so that when you're ready to branch out, you already have those sorted out. Those are not
But
expenses for you anymore.
when you said the right computer, what do you mean?
Okay, you're gonna get me in trouble. I love. No offense to the word Windows persons out there. I love a Mac computer. I love Mac.
Mm.
So I love Apple.
You find it to
And that
be
is where I'm
better
going to
for
put my
graphic
dot.
designing?
It is. It is for me. When I started off, the
Mm.
software that I used came from my employer. They used
Mm.
Mac systems at the time. So I could
Mm.
just use what they had, and it didn't make sense for me to get a Windows machine and still have to buy the software. So I got myself a Mac machine just because of that. And since getting it, I've convinced my mommy, my aunts, all kind of people to buy it because it is even easier for the
Mm.
elderly to use than a Windows machine.
Is it really though?
It really is. That
And I will leave that right there
because
before we get ourselves in trouble.
I'm
Yes,
going to
because the
just
diehards will come for us in the comments. So
Mm-hmm.
let's leave that right there. If you were to give a piece of advice to somebody who is contemplating getting into graphic design or web design or branding, what piece of advice would you give them?
Start by creating for your close family and friends.
Mm.
Don't just jump into doing your own thing, but ensure that go visit YouTube, visit Google, all those little small courses that come up. Sonali
Mm.
Andrews tends to offer graphic design courses. Take
Mm.
them, learn, and then just have fun. Breathe, just have fun. Doodle every now and again.
Mm.
Just give yourself the creative spirit and mindset to just do whatever you feel like doing, and just
Mm.
don't give up.
And on those words, we're going to end our interview for today. I'm so very grateful that you took the time to come and talk to us. We're very happy to have had you. It's been a blast.
Thanks for having me, Miss Thomas.
Okay, everybody, don't forget to check her out. She's on Facebook. She has her own webpage. She is on Insta. Oh, we have a question? Pardon? Oh, yes. So it's Miss Kamaria Samuel at 108 Direct. And we're going to place all of the information at the bottom under this video. So feel free to contact her for all of your web designs, graphic designs, and prior printing needs. And until next week, it's been Miss Thomas and Miss Samuel. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.